Well, good morning, everybody. We've got about a minute before class starts. Well, hey, there we go. Class is starting now. So how is everybody this morning? Are you all too quiet? Wellington, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm terrific. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. Very, very good.
Excellent. I'm going to go to where there's more light. It's kind of dark today and cloudy. Yeah, this should be better. There we go. Excellent. Well, I'm glad you could make it, Wellington. It's a conversation class today, so I've got an interesting topic for us shortly.
Yeah.
Good morning, Sam.
Hello, good morning, good evening.
Well, then you must be Russian.
No, I'm from Pakistan.
Oh, okay. So, yes, same area of the world. That's right. So it's evening time. Saturday's almost over.
Yeah, exactly right.
Welcome then. Oh, well, I'm glad you could make it.
Thank you so much.
And Natasha, good morning, Natasha. Oh, Natasha's gone. Lena, good afternoon.
Oh, thank you. Good afternoon or good morning for you.
I'm a time traveler. I'm in the past.
Oh, Simon, you have a so nice photo behind you. Very nice.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I'm glad to have you back, Lena. I'm just going to say hi to everybody, and then we'll get started.
Okay.
Jose, welcome back.
Hi, Simon.
Good to see you, Jose.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. And who's, oh, wow, the class is really filling up quickly. Boy, that font is really small. What does it say? Ilkin, is your name Ilkin?
Yes, it's me.
And how
hello.
are you today?
I am fine. How is it going?
It's going well. We're going to have an interesting conversation today. Hopefully it'll be enlightening, and we'll get started shortly. I just want to say hi to everybody.
What's the topic of conversation?
I'm going to let you know that shortly. Carlos, good afternoon.
Hey there, good afternoon, teacher.
How are you?
I'm very fine, thank you.
Good, good. Well, we'll get started shortly, Carlos. I just want to say hi to Adela. Hello, Adela. Good afternoon, Adela. Oh, Adela's not there. Well, guys, have you guys ever heard of something called fracking?
Fracking?
It's a way to get oil and gas out of the ground.
I never heard of something like that.
Hello, Simon.
Hi, Adela. Have you heard of fracking?
No. Sorry. In the background.
Who has heard of fracking?
What?
No.
Okay, hold on. So if I know you, so I'm asking those who have heard of fracking. Who has heard of fracking? Nobody's
Yes,
heard?
I see in the background a sound very, very slowly.
Just a minute, Adela. Okay, so I'm going to go with Wellington. Have you heard of fracking?
No.
Okay, Sergey, have you heard of fracking?
Nope.
Sam?
So,
Natasha?
yes.
No or yes? Which is it?
Yes, little bit, not much.
Okay. Natasha, have you heard of fracking? Okay, so nobody's heard of it. I am surprised because it is the most controversial way to get oil and gas out of the ground.
Yes.
What happens is you drill a hole, just like you would for an oil well. You drill down into the ground, and then what you do is you have your pipe go like this. The oil well turns and runs horizontally. Then what they do is they put a lot of water and very dangerous chemicals into the ground, cancer-causing chemicals, under high pressure and fracture the rock. And then they're able to retrieve the gas and oil from it. Now what this has done is it's made oil and gas much cheaper. Unfortunately, though,
it's new technology,
in a lot of areas, this has caused a lot of health problems. So whenever you have one of these places where the oil comes up, there's venting of toxic gases and people are getting sick. They have these little oil platforms that are no more than 30 meters from people's homes or schools. So what we're going to do is I'm going to spend a minute with each one of you. We're going to talk about this a little bit, and then we'll have a discussion. In the meantime, there's plenty on the internet regarding fracking. And there's one site there. Let me see if I can find something else. Okay, here's something from the BBC. Okay. So obviously we're talking a bit about the environment and our health today. So Wellington, I'm going to give you a minute, and what I want you to do, actually I'm going to give you 2 minutes. And what I want to do is talk a little bit about fracking, but specifically when it comes to pulling oil out of the ground, should we be doing it at any cost? Should we really worry about health that much? What do you think?
Yes, I think so. Everything that we do to that is not natural. If we try to change the nature, I think is something that we have to worry a lot, always, because it's not natural. And so we all the time is trying to change the nature, is trying to do things to extract more benefits, immediate benefits, but we all the time see that sometime in the future, with the time, there are many bad results with this. I think it's something that we have to worry a lot, and so try to talk with the governments, our representatives. I think yeah, if it's not natural, it's something that we have to worry.
Okay, very good. So the price of oil has gotten really cheap in the last couple of years, and part of that is due to fracking. About 4 or 5 years ago, using traditional oil wells, the Gulf of Mexico was polluted in a very dramatic way. And even today, the health of the region is pretty poor. There's still chemicals in the Gulf. People who go swimming get lesions on their bodies or boils or some other marks. So we've got to be careful. So what I want you guys to talk about in these first 2 minutes is your thoughts on fracking and our health in relating to oil and gas. Sergey, how do you feel about fracking? Sergey's gone, so doesn't like it at all, I guess. Sam, what are your thoughts on this?
Yes, if fracking, I think, as you told us, that is a process where we can take out the gas, and I think that is I think fracking have a lot of advantages, but getting the oil and gas, no doubt it's difficult for some places or some areas, because maybe they don't have a lot of sources, or they don't know about that, and I think that fracking, no doubt, spend a lot of money, and those places they have this opportunity, and I think this opportunity is in this sense it's good, because they get a lot of oil, or after that getting a lot of oil or coal, and but in other side we know about that they have some disadvantages as well, and maybe some gases are health hazards for people. So I think that in this sense we can say it's not good, but otherwise a gas, especially when this kind of facility or this kind of the natural opportunity they can generate a lot of things, for example electricity or many thing else. So I think that no doubt we can say that process of fracking take place different countries, for example in
Thank you.
uh, okay.
Just a reminder, guys, when we hear those chimes, your time is up.
Okay.
Right, well, we're going to move on to Natasha. Now, what you see on the screen here, this is somebody's home. They've turned on the water tap, and they're in an area where fracking has been done. And they lit a match, and you can see a flame came out. So when you turn on the tap, you're getting methane coming out. Some people who have complained about this, they have skin problems. Some of them have digestive problems, and everything was fine before they started fracking. And here's an example of what the water looks like that came from that tap. This is somebody else's water, what it looks like now. So, yeah, and these are jugs of water. I mean, this is there. One of the links I gave you there is actually a documentary, and it really goes into details about how bad fracking is in some areas. You can see this is not just one person. A lot of people are suffering from this. So, okay, Natasha, what do you think about this?
Okay, I agree with Guy that on the one hand we need oil and gas a lot because our industry uses that in a big amount. So, but other hand, fracking can be not only useful but is very dangerous for environment and for people as well, because for example looking at these pictures, if I am not mistaken, people obtained the water with gas in their homes and houses, and in this case they can be injured as well. So maybe it's dangerous because I think that it is very bad. So have so big impact and influence on environment and on the earth, because in the end it's always to deal us to lead us to maybe to other to other bad situations such as earthquake maybe, or hurricanes and other changes of environment and nature. I don't know what else I can say about it, because guys said I think a lot of clever and nice thought about it.
Well, the time is almost up, so that's a good stopping point.
Yeah.
What this image shows here is, take a look at this for a minute. How much water, and we're talking about fresh water, drinking water, goes into fracking. And in this case, guys, in the U.S., well, over 200 tanker trucks of water go into each well, and I think that might be, it's something like a week or a day. But in terms of overall in the United States, anywhere from 70 to 140 billion gallons. Multiply that by 4 to get liters. So it's over 500 billion liters. So what they do, they mix it with very, very harmful chemicals to the point where even if they reuse the water, it's only good for a short life, and then they have to dispose of it. So how do they dispose of it? They drill a hole into the ground deep and they just dump it underground. Now, some of this does cause earthquakes, but even if you believe that fracking is safe, a lot of people just don't like the fact that we're wasting drinkable water when there are so many droughts going on in the world and water is so precious. Okay, so that being said, Lena, you haven't had a turn yet. What are your thoughts on this?
I think that in the world it's a very difficult situation with oil because some countries that have resources can have influence on political situation in the world. So countries. So the governments of different countries are looking for new resources for more cheaper way for to take the oil from the ground. So this way, fracking is more cheaper than another way. I understood.
Is it more cheaper though, if it's causing health concerns?
I understand from your topic that it's more cheaper than another way.
Well, let me clarify. So it's cheaper to get it out of the ground, but whenever we think of the cost of something, we need to look at the total cost. So what is the cost on the environment, the cost of treating water, the cost of any health concerns?
Yes, it's very high.
That there are currently ongoing court cases or class action lawsuits, and when you take a look at all of this, then doing it right, maybe it isn't as cheap.
It's cheaper for companies, but it's a high price for people.
Is it?
We pay for this our half. And I think it's very necessary to have good water for our health. But I understand that this way fracking change the water. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what I'm trying to bring up, guys, is when we think of the cost of something, we think, well, okay, so to drill an oil well, we have to put the well in the ground, we have to get people, we have to drill, we have to process the product and distribute it. So that's the cost. However, let's say we do it on land and we contaminate the land. Well, now we're going to have to pay environmental fees. We're going to have to treat it. That puts our costs up. Now, let's say we do something wrong and pollute the land. Well, now we could have a potential class action lawsuit. So keep in mind that it's cheap, but maybe that's the problem, because a lot of countries have actually banned this because companies have rushed in without knowing all the information, thinking it's cheap, and now we have a lot of polluted land and environment from it. States are starting to ban it. Whole countries are starting to ban it. So it might be cheap, but people are fearing the worst from this. All right, Jose, what do you think about this? Jose, your time is ticking.
Okay. I think it's a controversial technique because this technique was born in United States. I heard on news that the Greenpeace is against this kind of technique because this technique could damage the environment. I think that with this technique, the multinational company tries to make money using these techniques. I think the countries that have the natural resources are underdeveloped countries, and the rich countries tries to exploit in these countries. The techniques try to make holes under the ground when you have made the hole, try to you have to try to inject sand plus water at high pressure under the ground. I think this technique could provoke some earthquakes. I think it's dangerous for the environment. Indeed, this technique, when you have made the hole, from this hole, some gases are emitted, and these gases could produce some warm over the earth. I think it could be that too.
Thank you. In our next round, guys, you're actually going to have more time. You'll get about 4 minutes, and you'll have a discussion with your classmate on this. So I will not be saying as much. So in this map here, you can see what's going on in Europe. Some areas are banning or stopping it altogether. There's a very serious concern. I actually, a few years ago when I heard of this, I thought, great, terrific. Gas and oil will be cheaper, and I thought all this was good. And I heard there was some problems, but I didn't think, too much. But now I think this is really bad. Anna, your turn hasn't come up yet. You will get a turn though. So Ilkin, what do you think about this? Is it serious? Is it just a few bad companies that are creating a bad reputation for the rest? Go ahead, please.
Our country is Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is rich with oil and gas. I think in any situation, while we get some resources from the ground, environment, we have some problems with environment, with our health. That's why I think we have to take a balance between our economic situation and the health environmental situation. And the laws have to based on something. For example, if the situation is very, very bad, I think fracking has to be forbidden by government. I think though it's cheap, but you are right. You said that we have to think about our healthy expenses, expenses of environment, and I think government has to be accept some laws for regulating this process.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Carlos, you're next. What do you think about this?
Honestly, it's the first time in my life I heard about fracking. So it's the first time in my life. But honestly, I think every kind of situation could be good for the company or for the multinationals. For a person like me, it's not important, but I think it will be very bad for the environment. For the reason I saw in the maps, sometimes in Europe, some countries can do that, and another one they can't. So the most dangerous, in my opinion, could be the possibility to contaminate the water who probably the person will be drinking close to the gas, close to the countries or the part of the air who they are doing the fracking. But I think this is for gas, no?
Mostly gas, yes.
It's for gas, so Gas, honestly, I don't know what is the more important energy. Could be the gas or the electricity. But I think another way to get electricity in your country or into another country, like a nuclear central, could be dangerous too. So everything you do to get more energy is a little controversial.
Really?
Yes, I think so.
I don't think so.
Are not?
Well, your time is up, Carlos, so let me explain.
Okay.
So we've all been talking about, and here I go and throw up a health concern here. We're all saying, well, what can we do? You know, we need energy. We do. What can we do? You know, so a few people get sick. It's just life. What can we do? Well, in Germany, and I was going to throw this up a little later, but I'll give you a hint now. In Germany, about 15 years ago, they said, hey, we're going to get about 50% of our energy needs from renewable sources. Well, most everybody in German parliament laughed at this guy. Well, a significant amount of energy now comes from renewable sources in Germany, from solar, from tidal, from waves, and from wind. So as we go to Anna now, Anna, I want to know what you think about this issue.
Okay. In my opinion, companies just to chase the almighty dollar, they don't foresee the future and the consequences. And one day it will dawn on them that they cannot drink money, you know, and then they don't think about it while they are making money from fracking or whatever they've been doing to the environment. And fracking is really dangerous because I've heard that they use a lot of chemicals in fracking fluid, including non-carcinogens and toxins. And well, they are literally cracking the planet as well. And I am glad that some places in the US have banned it. And also, there are more drawbacks. It takes millions gallons of water to complete each fracturing job, and they harm people, they harm animals, they harm the entire planet. And what else can I say, teacher?
Well, let me ask you this: do you think there? Well, your time's actually up. You've only got 4 seconds left. So, thank you very much, Anna. All right. So you can see I'm putting up different images on the screen now because you guys are going to get ready to have a discussion. But apparently, Germany is getting a lot of their energy from renewable sources, and I'm going to show you some images here. And you can see they're putting them on roofs and everywhere. And let's see here. Here we go. 63 billion watts, or 63,000 megawatts. So they are generating an awful lot of energy from renewable sources. Now, in Canada, there's apparently been some issues with wind turbines, and people are complaining that live close by that they're hearing low bass or they're getting headaches. And that may very well be true. And I think as a population, we need to stop being stupid. If we're going to develop a new technology, well, we need to test it. We need to see if it's safe. We need to do more testing. And then we can implement it. Here in Canada, we have a lot of useless land. Well, why do we have to put these things right where people live? Solar, on the other hand, doesn't seem to have the same amount of problems. It's been around for many, many decades. So Adela, you're the last student to speak before we go into pairs. What do you think about this issue, Adela?
In general, I think everyone is have the idea is necessary to more and more use the renewable energy or continuous energy, because I think they are two different concepts, because they are energies not necessary to renew, because are continuous, don't you can spend and not have any problem. But renewables, they are, for example, the trees, they have a biological character, and I think this green energy, everyone is for that, no, for to change our ideas. But after that, everyone to take or use the car, put the petrol, don't buy an hybrid car because it's more expensive. Finally, sometimes we don't be honest because we have an idea, but to do to the end is complicated.
Okay.
It's my time, more or less.
Well, you got 15 seconds left, but you know what? I think that raises a good point, Adela. And I think part of it is that we let businesses make decisions based on big profit. And we don't do enough testing. And a lot of people just don't care because, you know what, they don't live in those areas. If there's a problem, we'll deal with it later. But if you're a mother of two and you found out that your house is contaminated now, or your land is contaminated with toxic chemicals, as well as your air, what do you do?
What does it mean, contaminating? It's pollution?
Polluted.
Polluted, okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to have a discussion. I'm going to give each of you 4 minutes to have a conversation with another student. We'll start with Wellington and Sam. Now, I want us to be able to talk about fracking. I don't want us to just focus on the issue. I want us to focus on solutions as well. I've started showing you guys images and websites that talk about alternative forms of energy. Solar, wind, wave, tidal. All of these are infinite. So with that, Wellington and Sam, go ahead. You guys have 4 minutes.
Yes. Hi, Sam.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
So, what do you think that how we can find a solution about this very hard and very maybe in future it's going to very complicated situation maybe occur in future. So what do you think what we have to do?
I think the first thing is educate the people. Today we spend a lot of energy, and I think we can do this kind of thing, educate the people. The second, I think that all the devices that use energy and so sources from the nature have to be maybe redesigned, because sometimes we see that a freezer or a car spend more use more energy, gas, or other things. Do you have any other suggestion?
Yes, I think it's a good idea that no doubt the main thing is that to to communicate and to increase the knowledge and to know about that how they can use. And one thing in my mind is that, for example, we have a lot of different sources. For example, sunlight and wind, and we can use for as energy. And I think it's a very good source for that, and we can use and we can utilize as compared to using oil or something else. And these sources, they are natural, and when we get that, we can't pollute our environment or contaminate it. For example, those places we can see that they have a lot of wind, and when they use the use as a wind energy, they can use and operate their devices. And those places there are a lot of sun. For example, they can use as a solar energy, and I think it's a very good source, and they can utilize and they can save their money as well, and they can control their pollution as well. So mhm.
Yeah, I agree with you. We have many sources, many there are people studying a lot in the universities, companies try to improve it the way. But here in Brazil, in the 70s, when the war happened, the problem with the oil, here Brazil was developed the ethanol. Part of the cars here in Brazil until now is we use the ethanol. So we not depend on the oil like other places. I think all governments have to improve, have to study, looking for different ways.
Thank you very much, guys. Wow, that went really quickly.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Natasha and Lena. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Lena.
Hi, Natasha.
What do you do about this problem, and what do you do about solving of this problem, for example, in Ukraine?
Oh, I think I thought about it. Yes, I think that renewable resources of energy is more better for people for development of country, but I think sometimes it's very expensive. So I know that solar energy is more expensive than nuclear power energy. What do you think about it, Natasha?
Okay, I agree with you, and I suppose that it's a good idea use not only gas and oil and obtain them by this method, but we have a lot of other scientific ideas such as wind, and solar energy, and so on. And maybe in this case we can use other methods. For example, use waste which we have a lot of in our air, in ground, or even in the water. And in this case, maybe we can to do useful deals such as to obtain clean these things, and on the other hand we have obtained energy as well. So I mean that it's a very good idea to use energy saving technology in this case. Do you agree?
Yes, I completely agree with you, but sometimes I understand that it's not enough solar or wind or hydro energy, because it depends from the area of country. Sometimes in different countries it's so difficult to have solar energy all year, or sometimes it's impossible to have hydro energy or wind energy. So I think it's we can solve the problem. Sometimes we can't solve the problem by this way. So I think sometimes we have to look in for new resources. As a Germany, I like their way about to use the special houses to keep the energy. What do you think about it? Do you hear about it?
Yes, I absolutely agree with you. And listening to you, I thought that it's maybe solving this problem is a good way for high-income countries, because they can use a lot of money for development of this area of knowledge. In our countries, I mean countries with low income, low-income countries, we haven't thought a way of solving this problem, and maybe our government try to use a lot of natural gas and oil in this case, because it's really only one way for increasing money in our countries, maybe so. But it's a good idea, like in Germany. Yes, I agree with you.
Are you from Russia, Natalia?
Yeah, no, I am from Belarus.
You are from Belarus, but I know now in Belarus you have new project about your government decided to build the nuclear power station. What do you think? Is it impossible for Belarus?
Sorry, guys, with that, I interrupt.
It's interesting.
It's the next question.
I know, and I'm probably going to do another class tomorrow. Listen, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the class, and I want you guys to honestly let me know what you think. I do have a doctor's appointment to go to at 11. I told them I'd be a few minutes late, but after each of you has had a chance to speak, would you mind if I ended class a little early, like at maybe 50, 51, or 52? And I don't want to put you guys on the spot now. If you want to just type me a chat message or a private chat message, I'd like to know your thoughts on that. So next we're going to go to Jose and Ilkin. This image that I have up here, this tells you the story here. 26% of Germany's energy comes from renewable sources and 20% from nuclear. And we think of nuclear as pretty clean because, well, unless you're in Japan, we don't have any problems with nuclear. But Chernobyl had some problems as well. So when nuclear goes wrong, it can be really, really bad. But the good news here in Germany is fossil fuels only make up about 54%. And there are aims to make that go away. Jose and Ilkin, go ahead. You have 4 minutes.
Hello.
Time is ticking.
Hello, Il? Hello?
Ilkin? All right, so Jose, why don't you have a conversation with Anna then?
Hi, Anna.
Hi, Jose.
Anna, I think the problem with green energy is a political problem. What do you think?
Well, I agree with you, but I think there is no green source of energy at all, because I can see some drawbacks in every single source of energy. For instance, solar panels produce a lot of waste, a lot of garbage.
Here in Spain, we don't have any problem. We have sun every day. We have waste always. I don't have any problem to produce this kind of green energy. In some countries, I think that they could have some problems. For example, in Canada, they don't have sun every day.
Of course,
solar energy could be a problem. Produce energy from solar energy.
They have problems in your country, of course. the industries that produce the solar panels, they produce a lot of garbage. You are just not aware of it, you know.
Yes.
Even nuclear power plants, um, that seems to be, how can I say, harmless to the
Yes.
environment when they go. When it goes awry, it harm a lot the environment.
Yes, I think so. I think that nowadays the multinational companies try to make money producing gas and petrol, because after that the government the government try to obtain some money from the taxes, because here in Spain we pay a lot of taxes from the gas, a lot of taxes. Is the
Yes.
same in your country?
Oh yes, the taxes here are very, very high. Sometimes it's 100% over the price, you know. But speaking about energy and going green and things like that, even electric cars are harmful for the environment. People think they are not, but they require electricity, and
Yes.
to have electricity, you have to rely on fossil fuel as well, or on fracking or something like that.
Actually,
Yes.
Anna, let me just interrupt. Yes, you're right. It is bad electrical cars, but it's not because of the energy. So the electricity comes from whatever you burn, whether it's renewables or fossil. The real problem with electric cars is the toxic batteries.
Yes, and there is no place to put them, and the batteries can harm the environment. You see,
Yes.
everything has a drawback, a downside. Even
This kind of
even
energy, this kind of energy produce garbage. I
eh,
think the batteries. You have to obtain electricity from using fracking
Thank
or
you, guys.
something like that.
All right. Last 4-minute conversation. We have Adela. Oh, and somebody left. What to do? Okay, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something very diplomatic. I'm going to guess a number from 1 to 10. Everybody type in the group chat. Whoever gets it first gets to have a conversation with Adela. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The number 6, guys. Anna was the closest. I don't know why everybody guessed 1. So Anna and Adela, sorry, my son's crying. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Adela. So
Hi, Anna. Hello.
hello.
Yes, you have a question for me?
Yes.
Okay.
In your opinion, what is the most safe source of energy that we should rely on?
Sorry, what is the best energy to use? Or no?
The most
Sorry.
safe, the safest.
Safe. Energy has a power, and power sometimes safety and power is complicated. I think energy. I maybe they are green energy or less energy cause less problems on the environment, because sometimes we talk about the wind energy, the windmills, and we think is the solution, the wind power, but sometimes the birds have a lot of problems, because in the migration they did with the when the against the windmill. And they are all types of pollution, visual pollution. They cause problems because the landscape change, and to the soil, because they need to put this big windmill. It's a it's an opinion. Oh, it's maybe Anna is a very bad opinion. What do you think?
No, no, I don't think your opinion is bad. I couldn't agree more. You know, I agree that windy mills change the landscape and are dangerous for birds in their migration,
For the birds.
and they produce a lot of waste as well when they have to build the windmills. I do agree with you, but I wonder if we could come up with some solutions, really green solutions, you know, because once I saw a documentary and they were developing a project to use our footsteps to produce energy, a sidewalk with some receptors, and I thought it was really interesting. Have you heard about it?
I think maybe we have, or we have really solution. Companies have solution, but they don't have interest to offer the solution, because sometimes they are the lobbies to control others' energy. They need to exploit these resources. I think it's a very complicated field because they are more private interest, I think.
I agree.
Sometimes is the problem.
Yes,
They don't like to offer solutions.
Yes, I agree with you. Once I've heard that someone had developed a car that could use the water as a fuel.
Thank you. All right, now I apologize for having to leave early, guys, but last night I made a promise to have a class at 10 today without checking to see that I had an appointment at 11. So I felt guilty. I still have today's class, but here's what I'm going to do. Tomorrow I'm going to book a class, describe what you see, and I'm going to run 10 minutes over. So if you guys attend that class, you'll get an extra 10 minutes to more than make up for today, because I feel that's right. You pay for a full class, you should get one. So I will be booking that probably a little later today, in a couple of hours, and I'll send each of you a message saying that I booked the class with a link. Okay? And it was a good conversation today. I know you didn't know what cracking was, but now you do, and I always like to keep conversation classes interesting. So thank you so much for coming, guys, and I do hope to see you tomorrow morning at the same time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Simon.